Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Our patient today is a Surface Pro 4 that needs a new battery, or at least battery replacement. We have a battery right here, right, very good one. So all we gotta do is just take off the screen, remove the board, remove the battery, put this battery in, close the computer, and we're done. The only bad thing is that this computer has a screen protector, and I can't blow hot air on it with the screen protector on, because otherwise the screen protector will just melt. So I need to take off the screen protector, but once you take off the screen protector, there's no way to put it back on. So that's kind of a bummer. Alrighty, before we start though, yes, obviously I'm joking, this is not the battery for this computer, okay? Yeah, I don't think you thought I was serious. No, I'm actually, the reason I have this one here, because it died, and I brought it to the bench to recharge it, because I don't have the jumper cables. And charging it, I concluded that it needs the replacement. Normally, when your battery is lead acid battery is discharged, when you charge it with say 13.5 maybe 13.8 volts, it should grab, well, at least 5 amps, if not 10. I'm charging it at 14.1, right? 14.4 is a little more appropriate, but at this voltage it grabs up to like 12 watts. So the battery is dead. So I need to just put it in the car, just enough to charge enough to make it to the mechanic. And I need 4 new tires, and I need a new battery. That's gonna be an expensive day today. I'm gonna leave $1,000 at the mechanic. Well, what are you gonna do? Alright, let me put this in the car and I'll be back and we'll fix this one. Actually, we don't even need to do anything to it. I'll show you why. We're gonna reset the battery without any tools. Alright. Alrighty, now let's fix the computer, but first, what is wrong with it? So when you connect the charger, it charges with full current, about 1.6 amp, well, almost full current, and it charges for about a minute and it dies, goes down to 0 amps, right? And that's it. So that usually means that the battery is needs to be replaced. But I'm gonna show you how to reset the battery, like literally without any tools. So what happens when we connect the battery? Our SAM starts talking to the battery, identifies the battery. The battery tells what's the maximum current, what's the capacity, how many cycles did it go through, all that funny information. Actually, the first thing is the EC chip will start talking to SAM, and then SAM talks to the battery, right? Then EC chip opens the 2 transistors, allowing V always on to be provided for the charging circuit. The charging circuit starts working, VSys comes up around 8-9 volts, and then the final transistor MOSFET opens, that allows battery to charge. Battery starts charging, then SAM, I'm not sure whether it's SAM, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be SAM responsible for that. SAM will check the battery voltage. well, either SAM or EC. I'm not actually not sure, because it's the EC that controls that final transistor. I do believe so. I will check, but that's not really relevant. Just some technicals. Anyways, it charged the battery for, let's say, 60 seconds, right? Then it turns off charging and it checks the voltage on the battery. If we started with 0 volts on the battery, and that's usually what you start with when the battery is completely dead, SAM will charge for about a minute, then check the voltage. If the voltage on the battery is still 0, that means the battery is accepting the charge, is accepting the current, because we can measure that current on the resistor, right? The current sensing resistor, as the name suggests. So we know the battery is consuming energy, but after consuming the energy, it's not giving the energy back, which means faulty cells. That's what the SAM chip determines by doing that. Now the cells can be fixed, and let me show it to you under the scope actually. So this is our connector, right, on the other side, right, that connects to the board. Our electronics are on this side, and we have like, these looks like 2 MOSFETs, some kind of chip. Is that a chip? I don't know. There's no schematics or board view for this device, so unfortunately. Yeah, there's our main chip, so when the SAM chip talks to the battery, it talks to this chip. And that's pretty much it. So on the other side, we see the connection UG, UP, or VM, and UM. VP and UG. There's a few configurations, typical configurations, how the cells are connected, and sometimes you have 2 cells, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, sometimes even more. It's better to have more cells, smaller cells, than 1 big cell. In this case, in Service Pro 5, we have 4 cells. And Surface Pro 4, we have 2 cells. So we can connect the voltage to these 2 pins, mind the polarity, don't swap the polarity, and charge it up a bit, right, bypassing the control chip on the battery. Then we connect it, and then usually the SAM chip will detect that the battery now it works fine, because now it produces some voltage, so it's going to continue charging it. But can we do it on this computer that way? Well, we would have to open it, right? On typical machines like these, right, where the battery just pops out, you can just drill holes on the side of it and connect the power supply to recharge the cells, right? Also bypassing SAM chip on the computer. And that will make the computer think that the battery is okay, and it'll start charging. And probably the battery won't hold the charge very well, so but you can revive the battery that way. So we cannot do it that way on this one unless we want to just open it. But if we open it, and to get to the battery, we need to take the board out. So once we did all that, then we may as well just replace the battery with a new one, right? Or refurbished. I actually use refurbished batteries. They work better than the new ones, because they don't produce these anymore. So if you buy it as a new, you're buying refurbished. It's just advertised as new. So what we do? So it's important to have this, right? Any kind of device that will tell you how much current is being consumed by the computer. So in this case, let's connect it, and we are consuming 600 milliamps, right? And the reason we're consuming that little is because the computer is fully charged right now, right? I disconnected it from the charger. We have full charge. Come on, computer. Sometimes they do that. There, right? Sometimes it just freezes. And our remaining is 100%, right? I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but remaining energy is 100%. Oh, look at that. There's Alex. And look at this guy. Let's click on this guy, huh?
Good God, man! Oh. Stop eating those. You're gonna blow up. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the bench.
So, what I did to fix it or to reset the battery. So, you connect this, right? And you wait that 1 minute. It's about a minute. Oh, come on. It has the protector, that's why maybe the touch is a little wonky. You connect it to the computer and you start reading, right? And possibly do it on the completely turned off computer, right? Because you're only going to see the charge. If you do it on the computer that is turned on, some of that energy goes to supplying the computer, right? Because once you connect the charger, then the battery is no longer being used, discharged. The battery is going to be charging. So we need to supply the rest of the computer from the charger, not from the battery, right? It can't discharge and charge at the same time, right? So once we connected it, it's going to go up to, hopefully, if it's savable, it's going to go up to about 1.6 amp at 15 volts. If it's Surface Pro like 7, you can charge with USB-C, which uses 20 volts. It's better to use 20 volts than 15, but you can still connect this one and use 15 volt charging. It's been a minute. The current went down to 0, right? So what we do, we disconnect it, we wait a little bit, we connect it again. Now I have 1.7, 1.4, but that's mainly because the computer turned on for a second as I connected the charger, right? And again, about a minute, and it goes down to 0. Again, disconnect it, wait a second or two, connect it again. Again, jumps to 1.6 and maybe a minute, maybe 20 seconds, maybe 10 seconds. Keep doing that until there's enough charge in the battery that the SEM chip identifies that the battery is functioning and it continues charging. Simple as that. There's nothing more to this. That's how you reset the battery on Surface Pro 4 without any tools, well, other than this, just so you know that when it's charging. But even without this, if you only have a regular charger, same thing, just connect it, wait a little, maybe count a minute, right? Disconnect it, connect it again, wait a minute, disconnect it. After maybe 5 cycles on average, the battery should be the charge level of the battery should be high enough to fool the SEM chip into thinking that the battery is all good, because battery most likely is all good. I mean, it's probably not gonna withstand as far as the new battery, but I received this computer yesterday, and since then I've been using it. Yesterday from around 10 o'clock, because I received it in the morning. From about 10 o'clock, once I reset the battery, because I confirmed that it wasn't charging, right? But once the battery reset and it started charging, I charged it to 100%, and then I used it all day. All day I've been either watching YouTube or, you know, just kind of watching, you know, 20-minute video, then turn it off, you know, do some other stuff, and turn it on again. I mean, by turn it off, I mean put it to sleep, not full turn off, right? And then, you know, just continuing using. So it survives for about 8 hours, which is normal. If I replace it, I have a battery prepped over here. All right, perfect condition, refurbished battery. Whoa. Okay. Refurbished, perfectly functioning battery, because I expected this one will be bulged. That's actually the first thing I checked. But there's no bulging, and the battery holds the charge very well. Okay, I'm not supposed to watch my own videos because YouTube gets angry when I do that. So let's go back to YouTube Home and let's see Soren's video. So as you can see, now the battery says that it's still 100%, right? So in those few minutes that we've been using it here, it still hasn't discharged. It says that the battery life is estimated to be 2 hours 43 minutes. That sounds about right. Probably closer to 3 hours, 3.5 maybe. But that's considering that we we're continuously watching YouTube, right? We can switch the battery power mode to battery saver. That gives us estimation of 3.5 hours, and that's a little closer. But if we just you know, use it like this, not 24/7, then it's 8 hours, no problem. For 8 hours the computer will live. So here's the deal. If you want me, I can replace the battery and charge you for battery replacement, but I don't recommend replacing it because it works. There's nothing wrong with this battery, and the battery that I will put into it is not going to work any better than this one. So I was expecting, you know, bulging and the battery zero charge on the battery, as it was, you know. But how did this happen actually? Because that's kind of interesting. It happens when your battery dies completely, right? When you discharge the battery to the point where there's literally 0 volts on the battery, on the cell. That should never happen because you have a chip over here that will prevent it. It will not turn on the battery, will not turn on the cells if the voltage is too low, because it's very unhealthy for lithium batteries to discharge to the level 0 volts. That's like, well, let's call it chemical limitation. You can never discharge these batteries to 0. If you do, the battery will never work the same. Again, it will not hold the same amount of charge. But you can revive it by putting the charge on the battery, right? Into putting the charge into the cells. And this issue will happen if you just leave this computer, you know, for a year in the closet. And after a year you want to charge it and it says, sorry, the battery is not functioning. Well, now you know what to do. It might help, but remember to check the bulging first, because if it's bulged, like say this one, right, do not charge it, just throw it away. It's a safety hazard. Plus, you know, your digitizer is not going to work as well when the battery is pushing from the back. So I have one more over here, also bulged battery, both cells, right? This one only has one cell bulged. The other one seems okay. Sometimes it happens. Usually it's both. Usually it's both cells that will suffer. But that's pretty much it, guys. The computer is ready. So instead of battery replacement, we're just charging $10 for battery reset plus shipping. So yeah. Let's see, 100 more of these, and now I can pay my mechanic. It cost me $1,000 to get the tires and new battery and oil replacement. Can you imagine the car that I bought for $1,500? Now I just put $1,000 into it. And recently I had to replace the alternator, but luckily I did that myself, so I just paid $150 for the alternator on eBay. And the discs, I had to replace the discs, the braking pads and all that stuff. Having a car is expensive, especially having an old car. So, you know, it helps when you can do stuff yourself. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for your business. Who was this for? That's, well, I can't find the ticket right now. I'll find it later. Nevertheless, thank you very much for your business. I will send this video to the client, and we'll see, because maybe the client will say, no, I want the replacement battery. No problem, I'll charge you for the battery, but the effect will be the same. It'll work exactly the same it works right now. Plus, you're gonna have to get a new screen protector. So I recommend, no, don't do anything with this battery. We are still on. Check this out. Now it says 9 hours and 8 minutes. We're still at 100% because we're on battery saver mode. Come on, focus, camera, focus. There. Okay. All right, that's a weird video, isn't it? But what are you gonna do? Well, I hope this will help you before you start opening the computer and replacing the batteries and stuff. Just do this procedure, because it might save you a lot of time and money. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.